look at what's going on in the world and you watch movies when you were younger and you're like, they don't make sense. Like, why would you make a movie about a wooden toy and you go to an island and all the boys turn into donkeys? Like, what's the point of that? Like, what's the point of that movie? Like, why did they create that movie? And now it makes sense why they created that movie, because there's universal laws that has to show you what the elite is doing. Whatever the elite is doing, they have to show you because they can't hide it. So they have to show you in a movie form because nothing can be hidden from you. And that's why all these movies make sense. Like all the Disney movies, it makes logical sense what's going on in our current situation or what's going on in our society right now because it's supposed to. There's a grand map and it shows us everything that's been going on and what's all happening and why is everything happening the way it's supposed to. And that's what it's all about, is when you realize what's going on in the world that you're living in, why things are playing out the way they're playing out, and why things are happening the way they're happening. It makes perfect sense why the world we live in, everything is coming into reality because people are starting to become awakened to what's going on. And this is not anything new because we've known about this for decades. It's just nobody talked about it because they were asleep or they were too busy doing other things that nobody cared. And whatever our president is, if he's a fallen angel or he's some demonic entity or whatever he is, it doesn't really matter if he's a shapeshifter, whatever the conspiracy theories are saying that, oh, Donald Trump is a shapeshifter. It doesn't really matter because you have to figure out the truth in your mind. You have to figure out what makes sense in your mind. Because at the end of the day, you are either gonna come back and reincarnate, and wherever you left off in your first reincarnation, you're gonna have to do things over again, or you're gonna have to be able to be in a different chapter. It doesn't really matter because when you look at everything that's been going on, if everybody in these certain files are fallen angels, like people are saying, then, or they are whatever they are, and everybody's talking about it because it's such breaking news. But in 2020, people were getting shut down on it, like, oh, what? They did what? No, this has been going on for 6 years, even maybe even longer, because you don't know when he started his island. It could have been in the 90s or even in the 80s. So this has been going on for how many years? It's just interesting when people are shocked that what's going on. They're like, oh, what's going on right now? But it's not anything new because we've known about it. And what are you gonna do? Are you gonna start posting things on the internet about how fucked up our world is? Like, that's not anything new. That our world is jacked up. They've been doing things behind our back or doing things in plain sight for millennia, and we as the collective have to do something about it, but we don't always know what to do about it. So the universe is getting fed up and saying enough is enough, we're going to stop this, we're going to do something different, we're going to go make a difference, because it's not working. And like everything that was told to us is not new, because if you go look at you go on Google and you look at the Great Awakening map, everything's on there, shows you what happened. So it's all predestined, it's all pre-designed to work out the way it's supposed to work out. And that's the beauty of it. When you realize why things happen the way they happen and why things are designed the way they're designed, then you don't really get surprised about anything, because you know that you're protected. Even if something bad happens to you, that it's contract to teach you, or you're supposed to release partial or all of the karma. That's why you come here in the first place. And that is part of your awakening process, is realizing that you need to release certain karma. And that's why you come here and you do certain things. And your life can be really difficult, because sometimes you have to do things and release things on your bloodline that are not even stuff that you did. It happened a millennia ago, or a decade ago, or a century ago, and you have to release it because nobody else in your bloodline wants to do it. They want to just avoid the problem on it. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. So you chose to reincarnate in this timeline and come here and do what you're supposed to do, and blog about it. You want to journal about it so you can look back 100 years from now or a year from now and be like, this is where I was. I didn't like where I was, but that's part of the process, is realizing that this is where I want to be. Even if it's uncomfortable and painful, I chose this life to go through this, to either be some kind of teacher or some kind of healer or spreading information, whatever category you want to put it under. You chose this, and that's why you decided to come here, and you wanted to learn what you need to learn, even if you had to go through childhood abuse, yelling, screaming, them throwing dishes at you, them cussing at you, them telling you you're not good enough, them doing all these horrible things to you. You chose that because you wanted to learn so you can feel the human experience. And when you feel the human experience, it's not always glamorous, it's not always fun, it's not always joyful, but that's part of the experience, is you're realizing that I came here to do something, change generations, spread guidance in generations, and teach them, because you experienced things when you were little and you knew they were wrong, but you told your parents about it and they just brushed it off like, whatever, shut up, fuck off, whatever the situation was, they just blew it off like it wasn't a big deal. But that's part of the experience, because you had to trust yourself, you had to endure it by yourself to teach yourself that you're capable of doing anything. You have the power to do anything, and it kind of doesn't really matter what you went through. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It's kind of like it sucked, and it was not cool, and blah blah blah. But now it's just like, okay, I went through that, and now I can talk about it, and I can show people this is what you should do. This is how you should parent your child. This is what you should do. There's a point where if you're a parent, you need to allow your kid to make his own choices, and you can protect him or help him within certain guidelines. And some people might disagree with me on this, but you have to decide what you want to do as a parent. Because if you parent the same way you were parented, then you should just throw your kids out to the wolves and let them figure it out. Because that's how you were parented as a child. That's not what you want to do. You want to figure it out, show them by positive reinforcement that it's possible to do things, and it's okay to make errors. It's okay to break things. It's okay to make mistakes, because when you break something, then you try to figure out how to fix it, or you try to not do it again. So when you get to that point where you're at peace with whatever the outcome was, and you're like, okay, this is so much better now than it was back then, because I'm stronger, I'm more capable, I can do anything because I chose this, then it doesn't really matter what other people think or what they tell you, because you're gonna experience things from your point of view. You're gonna experience things from what you think is right. And then you're gonna teach your kids or your future kids, this is what I want to do, and this is how I would do it. And this is what I would do differently than what I was shown.